is that? Mind. So, the brain and mind. BM. Very important. Very, very important. The little bit of difference. The brain and mind. So, the greatest difference between these two must tune you each and every second without any kind of disturbances till you are grown up. You must understand. You should not listen. And then you have to learn, and then you have to understand what the brain does and what the mind do for you. Every instructions in your body is controlled by what? Absolutely, you are right. The brain. Then where is mind? Then where is mind? So you are grown up. You have to believe that you are in a step ahead of IIT or any kind of engineering colleges, or you can become a doctor or whatever it may be. But the distinguished part of these two things, if you are very poor in understanding these two, you are going to face a handsome drawback in your career. What is brain? You have given a very good answer for me. The brain controls each and every informations and the body structure and all the body parts. Am I right? If you want to learn, or if you are looking something and you are learning and you are observing that object, and if that object is new, you are storing. Am I right? And if you have seen so many friends, if you are looking at him, immediately you will get so many information about him. Am I right? Am I right? Okay. Am I right? Where this information? It is also stored in that each and every cell. You don't think about your mind. Sir, what is this? It's the greatest part of that. So then where is the mind? The mind is nothing. The mind is nothing. It is an accumulated data of you. So you see, you have completed up to 10th standard. You don't know the word dimension. Then where is the mistake? Where is the mistake? Because educating yourself is not for breadwinning part. Is it a breadwinning part? Are you working for bread and butter? No, then. It is you are working and you are getting, you are educating yourself. Am I right? So, if you don't know what is dimension, it is your mistake or the teacher mistake. Whose mistake it is? You have come across this word. Whose mistake is this? It is not your mistake. It is not teacher's mistake. Then whose mistake is this? It is not your mistake. It is not teacher's mistake. Then whose mistake is this? Absolutely, you are right. Your concentration does that. So I am not at concentrating, and you must answer me. We are all an idiot of discriminatory senses. A girl is sitting aside you, and a girl thinks that a boy is sitting aside me. And if you want to ask a question, you will keep mum. And you won't raise the question. That is the main point. But I have ever seen so many students, those who are at Chennai or some other, the discriminatory senses is not there. They will immediately raise the question. Here, we don't know the culture. We don't know how to behave. And if you do something, it will become a very big mistake. Because that, the mind plays the vital role. Where the mind pokes out is because of your hormones. If you control the brain, you can control your hormone, you can control your mind. The discriminatory sense won't work. So, what's your name, gentleman? Karthik. Karthik. Shall I call you Karthik? If Karthik thinks that, if this is right, if this is wrong, whom to ask? Whom to ask? You see, the mistake is the discriminatory sense within you right from kgs. Nobody has break it. You will feel shy of asking the questions. So now you have grown up, you are good and you are so charming and you have seen so many Vijay, Ajit films and everything. You have been influenced by those people. Is it or not? That must be there. That must be there. Everything must be there. But when we sit before a teacher, the discriminatory senses must go out of it. That is the mistake. You don't know about this dimension. When you sit before a teacher for a subject, you must give lot of training to your brain that I am listening. That I am listening. I am not understanding. First is listening, and then you have to learn, and then you have to understand. If you understand, you must give lot of practice to the brain. I have to tell you one story that how the brain works, because the story will keep you live in each and every second. You have to go for a movie, you must be very jolly with your friends, everything is, it must be there. But at the same time, education is absolutely different, you know. In a circus, you might have come across so many person with knife, and he throw a girl within a pole. There might have been roll, and so many knives he throw it. She will be standing like this. All the knives will, if he throws every knife, it won't hit that girl, because it is a practice. He has practiced more than 7 years. Once both of them, they were quarreled each other, and he thought of that, I want to kill her. Because it will become an accident, you know. Is it or not? It became an accident. Nobody can claim, nobody can put an FIR or whatever it may be. Am I right? So, the day was occurred, and he was ready to kill her. He threw more than 9 knives. All stand absolutely for the past 7 years. Where that it stood, it has kept that. But at the last knife, he planned. He just moved the hand and he threw the knife. What happened? It struck at the exact place. All the 10 years, what he did it. That is called, if you commit a mistake, the brain won't allow you to commit the mistake if you train the brain. You should not give priority to this mind. This is an accumulated data where it stores all the informations, and when it requires, it will push it out. It is dominate the brain. If you practice the brain at 3 o'clock, if you want to get up, at 3 o'clock, it will ask to help you. It helps you to get up. Be able to understand what that I have given. I think this may be a good introduction for you, because I want to put you in front of me a simple thing, the dimension. Why I want to know about this dimension? Because dimension is nothing but how you are going to measure. How you are going to measure. Dimension, what is dimension? Parinamam. I want to measure this board. I want to measure this wall. But previously it was not there. Previously it was not there. The square was not there. The square has occupied this space. Two things are important. The space occupied by the object. Is it the space occupied by the object? In the object, it has occupied the object. This occupied the area. Then what is dimension? The length and breadth of this object. The length and breadth of the object. This is called the dimension of it. If it is 2 dimension, it is called length and breadth. If it is 3 dimension, what is happen? Length, breadth and height. So this is what that we are looking. This is 3 dimension. And this is 2 dimension. Okay. Now let me come to the point. This is a rectangle. Am I right? The length of this rectangle is 7 centimeter or maybe 4 centimeter, and this is 2 centimeter. Very simple question. May I know the area of this rectangle? 4 into 2, 8. I want to know about the units also. 8 centimeter square. Will you call this one a square centimeter or centimeter square? Okay. And if your brother is asking why it is centimeter square, what will you answer? What will you answer? Centimeter into centimeter, this is square centimeter. That will be your answer. Okay. I love this. Yeah, good evening, please. So, you see, how it is 8 square centimeter. Is how you will explain this 8 square centimeter? It was already explained to you. How will you explain this? Area of a rectangle. Karthik, you accept it. This is the area of the rectangle. How? You see, our imagination was not good. It's not good. It will not be worse after this class. Okay, it must be strong enough to understand this. How will you explain 8 square centimeter? Because you see, this is how many? 1, 2, 3 and 4 centimeter. Am I right? Okay, this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. This one is 2 centimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4 and then 1 and 2. How many 1 square meters are there? 4 and 2, isn't it? 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 such 1 centimeter square is there. Am I right? Could you able to understand? Can you able to imagine that? Can you able to imagine? If it is 5 meter by 7 meter, what is that? 5 into 7, 35 square meter. Could you able to understand? Could you able to imagine that? Able to imagine? Okay. Now, we are all a little bit worried about this theorem. Do you know that? Do you know that Pythagoras theorem? Can you tell me? You see, in a right-angled triangle, sum of the squares of the legs is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. This is the theorem. You see, can I write this? Sum. Is it? Am I right? Don't you ask a simple question? How a length can be get square? Have you raised the question? How is it possible of squaring a simple length? You see, this is only a length. How can I square this? Have you asked this question? So I haven't raised this question. Then it is pitiable. I have already told you where that you have lacked so far. I have already told you. What do you mean by a square? A square is the area of a square. Am I right or wrong? Okay. So you have given this length. Let me square this. Am I right? If this is a square, there must be an exact square. Am I right? Would you able to understand? So you see, already there must be like this. And I have squared all the sides. All the sides. So this is A, this is B. Let me come to this. What Pythagoras says is a greatest invention. He made it. And without this, you cannot move. Without this, you cannot move to the mathematical part. You see, this is the fundamental of finding the way to the calculus and integral calculus part. Nobody can touch without this understandability of this Pythagorean theorem. What he does? Simply he moved this point here. What will happen? It shrinks. The area gets little bit greater and then this shrinks. And at last, it covers these two area. Am I right? If this is B, this is B. If this is A, this is A. Am I right? You see, this will become like this. Be able to understand? Now you can tell that the length of this square and this square, if you sum these two, you will get this square. You see, the greatest part in mathematics is this equal to. It must be exactly equal to. So we have come across so many things to find the square and everything. Is it or not? Is it or not? So Please do understand. So, simply telling a square plus b square is equal to c square. What is this? This is hypotenuse. That must be an exact right angle. From here, we can measure the length of the mountain. If we know the length of the distance between me and the mountain and the angle, I can find the height of that. You see, we didn't have any kind of practical methodology to find that. Am I right? Able to understand? So, this is how that you have to touch mathematics. If you are excellent in mathematics, you can shine in all areas in physics and chemistry or whatever it may be. If you want to become an IAS officer or if you want to become a politician, whatever it may be, the part of understanding in mathematics will bring you to the height. Able to understand? Are you clear? Are you clear about this? Do you have any doubt? Do you have any doubt? You see, I want to square this and I want to square this, and this area, the area of this square plus the area of this square must be exactly equal to the square of this area. Right? And simply what will we do? C is equal to square root of a square plus b square. Am I right? If we know that, we know how to find the square root of everything, because you know how to evaluate an equation. There are a lot of methodologies that you have studied, linear equation, how to solve, Cramer's rule and everything. Have you studied that? In 10th standard, how do you solve a quadratic equation? Can you tell me what is quadratic equation? Can you tell me what is quadratic equation?
Equation highest power of 2 degree.
Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This is an equation. What is this? You should not use the word equation unless or otherwise it has to be equated with something. This is an absolutely, this is an expression. Why we left it? Because we don't know the pakka fundamental. We are not having that bridge, fundamental bridge. So if you touch that, all the data must it has to support you to go further in understanding. Otherwise, it is not possible. And if you are spending more time in +1, you can use larger time in +2 to get highest mark, not only in mark methodologies. You can attempt lot of entrance examinations. There are 63 examinations are there throughout India, and there are 14 examinations throughout the world. You don't want to spend even a single penny for your higher studies. If you are good in GRE, if you are good in GMAT, even a 7th standard student in Chennai, he knows about all these things. Then where are you? Do you know, have you heard about GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, IELTS? You have heard about only JW. You see, this category has 14 types. There that you can go and meet that entrance. 14 categories there. How much of reservations is? You must decide and you must sit. You must decide your destination. Then only you can touch the book. Touching the book and using the book and reproducing it on the examination pattern, you must be very, very cautious. You should not spend even a single second to this. Where you have to be? You have to be in this part, brain part. You should not give priority to this mind. What you have to eradicate? Confusion. If you have a doubt, stand up and shoot out the doubt. Otherwise, it is not possible for you to go ahead. After 5 years, your destination must be very great, very confident, strong enough to meet with all the possibilities in this world. Because being at Bodhinayakan, simply laughing here and there, okay, and making some bloody funs and spending time, and you see, all will get accumulated in this part. When you go to bed, immediately it will come and dominate you. So you didn't give any training to your brain all the day. Have you? Have you? Have you? Have you given any training to the brain? No. Right? So, right from tomorrow onwards, okay, I am going to start with set language. Okay, I am going to start with set language. I will take only 40 minutes class for you. Within that stipulated time, you should not have any kind of doubt when I leave this class. You must bombard me with your question pattern, question methodologies. If you work hard with mathematics, everything will be very easy for you to understand. If it is physics or if it is chemistry, whatever it may be, even history, geography, everything. So mathematics has lot of expressions which makes your brain to work. I have already told you, when you come and sit here, leave your discriminatory sense when you leave your chapel out. Okay, discriminatory sense is not going to help you. Could you able to understand? So I am a boy, she is a girl, I will never bother about those things. We are human and I am talking about with your intelligence, not about your intellect. You cannot tell that I am brilliant. There are three parts: brilliant, intelligence and intellect. Brilliant, repeat it, brilliant, intelligence and intellect. Okay, so if you want to converse with your friend, please from this day, you converse with a particular boy about the subject. Don't go beyond it. If you want some kind of relaxation, close your eyes and sit. Never ever talk with your friend about any funny things after the 2 years. Not about 2 years. If you want to enjoy, put a particular time and make your enjoyment. Because you see, if this is filled with water, I cannot pour water. This must be empty. You have to empty your brain then and there. So you cannot give you cannot have that much of the greatest passion that I am having this and that. No. If you are excellent in understanding, your destination will be decided by that understanding. Okay, so I am going to write this question. Will it take much more time, or will I get forget or some other thing? So a lot of confusion will be there before getting into the examination. If we have the clarity of the subject, nobody in the earth can avoid you or to bring back that. Are you able to understand? So this is a good day for you, and maybe that I have given a little bit of introduction about all your educational scenario. And when you go enter into 6th standard in IIT, they have to study more than 13 subjects. How many subjects? 13 subjects, not like this. This is moral subject and then GK, not like that. Every 6th standard student must go inside the IIT campus and they will check what is aeroplane, how the propeller works and everything. That is one of the project for them. And they have to submit more than 6 projects per month. Right from 6th standard onwards, please do understand, in 12th standard in IIT, they will study more than 21 subjects. Do you know how many papers are there in PSG, College of Engineering and Technology? Do you know how many subjects are there in BE? Do you know that? You don't know. Because you are very poor in going beyond your understanding. There are 26 subjects, but as far as PSG, College of Engineering and Technology is concerned, they have to study more than 52 subjects. Will you believe it or not? A girl got centum in 49 subjects. Now she is working as a senior manager in Israel company. She is earning 6.5 lakhs per month. The money is not the criteria. You see, she has changed the scenario of PSG technology. I worked in Sairam Engineering College. The first part that we did is, we brought a highest disciplinary area in our college. You cannot go without the hair touching your ears and then having a hippies type of something or whatever it may be. We had a barber shop inside. Because you see, when you want to go to a company, there will be a dress code of it. Is it or not? So engineering, everyone is thinking that engineering is, you see, before 25 years or 30 years, it is a reputed area. Now, a person who has crossed 175 or 200 not out batsman can join in engineering. Will the engineering syllabus come down? Every year they will change according to the, how will they change the syllabus? Please. It is analyzed between 3 continents. How many continents? Sir, that and all we have studied only in 4th standard. It is not possible to give all the continents. You see, 3 continents they will compare. Except only one country, that is Korea. And China, he won't give any kind of data to you. Now he is the number 1 in the world. Is it or not? So as being a +1 student, touching a simple physics and chemistry and mathematics is not going to help you, man. You must have a wide knowledge. You have to use so much of time. It doesn't mean that you have to be stick on with the education. Don't think that I am advising you. Please do understand, you are like my son. I have never come across, I didn't ask my son to go and study. If he sat at a place, he will complete one book. He will complete one book about Hitler, which contains 386 pages, and got up tomorrow morning. That is the way that I need a student. Almost all the people in Chennai, they will be very keen in education. And they will enjoy everything, but they will be very keen in education. There are 2 points. How much that you are excellent in understanding and how much that you are going to implement that. Am I right? This second onwards, you should not have any discriminatory sense, number 1. And you should not think, I am the Shah Rukh Khan, I am the Vijay, or I am the Ajay. These 3 things. I am Karthik, I am Dharmik. So what's your name? Kavi Rudran. Shall I call you Rudran? So, fantastic name, Rudran. And Akhilesh? Yashini. Okay. So, thank you. And I'll give you 3 minutes time. You can ask questions. Not only in this area, you can ask any questions to me. I have already opened the door for all these things. And I have opened the door about your fundamentals. And where are you now? And how much hard work that you have to put in this. So, am I clear? Am I clear? You see, I'll take more than lakhs for a class. Okay, I don't want to use that much of thing. When I enter into my native place where I got this much of knowledge, this is my native. Almost all the thing, why that I am standing before you is because of my teachers. They throw a lot of light towards me. All these fundamental. Will you believe it or not, I studied at ZKM Higher Secondary School. They gave all these explanations. At that time, at 8th standard, they gave ICSE syllabus. One of my teacher, VC Krishnasamy, he took class for the Udumalapettai Sainik School student. He brought that book. When I was studying in 11th standard, we did BSc Mathematics problems. We don't know that all the problems belong to BSc Mathematics. One of my professor, now at this time, I think he is sitting near Perumal Kovil. The greatest personality, Ajmer Khaja Mohiuddin, statistics and mathematics. He took class and he took class about BSc Mathematics class. Within a second, we will give answer for it. So, bring your patient, bring your question towards me, bring questions. Okay, never ever give up. Never ever give up. Sit. You can bring all your fundamentals right from the first standard. I am here to help you. Whatever that you please open up. Sir, I don't know this. Please teach me. Only 5 minutes is enough for me to bring you from 6th standard to 11th standard. So I brought this within 7 minutes. Is it or not? Is it or not? So you can ask any questions because you have to learn in English, not through Tamil. That is not possible. You have to understand all the technical terms only in English. Okay, 2 minutes over, only 1 minute.
What exactly is right angle?
Right-angled triangle is easy. Right-angled triangle or whatever it may be, it depends upon the base. It depends upon the base. What that you have to know? What is a line? Innumerable number of points, a very near points, which is collinear. You might have come across that word also. It has to be joined exactly, then it is called a line. What is a segment? What is a line? What is a point? Point won't have any kind of dimension. But when you go for a segment, it is one dimensional. Am I right? So the segment may be like this, the segment may be like this, or whatever it may be. If you go and touch any one of the point, from there, if you take 90 degree, you see, let me, what is this? Let me take this line segment. Okay, if I am taking this point, okay, so the protractor will be like this. Am I right? So I am taking 90 degree. It may be a segment or a line. Okay. If this line intersect, how many intersection will it make this line with this? How many points? Fantastic. Only 1 point. You see, if it intersects exactly at 1 point and it makes 90 degree, you have to compare these two. You are comparing. When will you compare? It must touch this line at exactly at this point. Only 1 point, and it has to make 90 degree with what? This line. That is why we are joining this. Then you can tell that these two lines are perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular to? Important word is each other. You have come across so many times this word, but you have thought that each other, very simple, each other. Now you have understand this. How many perpendicular line may be there? Innumerable. Innumerable. Is it or not? If this is a line, innumerable. Up to this, it has finished there. How many points are there? Infinity. Very closer points. 0.0000000000075. It is also a dimension. From this point to this point, there may be only negligible distance. Negligible distance. What do you mean by negligible? But you cannot neglect it. You cannot neglect it. Is it? These are all the word will help you when you touch trigonometry. So this line is absolutely perpendicular, and both are each other, they are perpendicular to each other. Are you able to understand? If I want to take this point, if I want to join any one of the point here, I call this, you see, this is called the vertex of a triangle. Then I will enter into the geometry. There I must know the property of the right angle triangle. There I must know the property about the Pythagoras theorem. There I must know about all the angles there and all the sides. You see, these are all the fundamental accumulation. Once again, I should not go bounce back and come back. Could you clear? Is it in your brain or in your mind? It must be in your brain. Okay. Fantastic doubt. Thank you for it. I am proud to be here because only one person you have asked doubt. I am taking so many classes in body and nobody raised the question. Yeah, please.
So is every triangle which has a right angle triangle, which can be used by Pythagoras theorem.
Yeah.
Can Pythagoras theorem be used in an isosceles triangle which has...
Absolutely not. Isosceles triangle, does it have any kind of 90 degree?
Yes, sir. Can...
You see, you have to bring a median or a... Have you come across that?
Yes, sir.
What is the altitude?
Perpendicular line.
What is altitude? Height. How will you tell the height of in a triangle like this? This is also a triangle. How will you talk about the height? You see, what is height? The maximum height. Yeah, this is the height. That is why we are putting half into BH. Where that I brought this triangle is, I have brought this from the rectangle. The idea. The diagonal. I must know the property of the diagonal. Is it or not? Very important to know about the triangle. When you go for integral calculus, this plays the vital role. When you go for physics, it plays the vital role. When you go for mechanics, this will play the vital role. At that time, you will get confused and you will come out of the subject because if you are very poor in fundamental. Isosceles triangle, all the three sides are unequal. If you want to go for the altitude, there you can study about the right angle triangle. There, if it requires, you can use all the three sides. You can, what is the use of this a square plus b square equal to c square? Yeah, sorry, two sides are equal. Equilateral, all three sides are equal. Okay, then, you see, why do I want to go to this? Because I want to know the length of the sides, that's all. Very simple. I want to know about the length. Is it or not? I want to know about the length, that's all. Is it or not? I want to know about the length. Wherever that you go, all the formulas are because of that you are going to find the solution for it. Am I right? Thank you. All the 3 minutes you have extended up to 5 minutes. Karthik, are you satisfied? நமக்கு எதுவுமே தெரியாட்டினாலும் பரவாயில்ல கார்த்திக், அமைதியாக மட்டும் இருக்கக்கூடாது. என்ன இருக்கக்கூடாது? அமைதியாகவே இருக்கக்கூடாது. எனக்கு ஒன்று ரெண்டு தெரியலையா? தெரியல சார். I want to go. If you come to school, if you go to so many schools, there are so many people, they don't know even ABCD when they step into 8th standard. It's a pitiable condition, you know. So I am having separate class for that particular students, and we are giving training for them, a phonics training. Okay, within 3 minutes, they go up to 109 attitude. Within 1 minute, they will come across more than 72 words. Not because that you must make them to understand the fundamental. Then all other things are extension. Is it or not? Thank you so much. Thank you. All the best. All the best. All the best. All the best. I'll take 40 minutes class. And almost all the things from that, you have to spend only 1 hour to revise. And I assure you, you can go beyond 90. If you are exceptional, you can go up to center. If you cooperate with me. Please bother about mathematics. Like this, if you have any kind of, I won't think, Mr. Rudran, that you are smart. No. Some of your friends may comment you. Okay, from tomorrow onwards, nobody will comment you. Because this type of classes, there should not be any kind of comment. So whatever doubt, because when the doubt arises, then only you come to know the clarity of understanding a triangle. How many properties you have crossed? Yeah, I told you that. Because of the discriminatory senses, so many intellect people like you will get suppressed. We are equal to 1,000 other country brains. Our brain cannot be compared with any country. இல்லையா? பூகோளம் அப்படின்றத இவங்க எல்லாருமே earth roundன்னு சொல்றதுக்கு முன்னாடியே கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டான். So our genius like that. Because of this culture, it requires, we have to be. Okay, when all are sitting together, we have to forget the discriminatory sense. We must ask the question. And after that, you should not comment others. That we have to kill that idea. Thank you. Shall I close the class? Shall I close? So no doubt. Yeah. You can reveal it. You can do it.
You said so that isosceles triangle. In isosceles triangle, Pythagoras theorem cannot be used.
No. Not cannot be used. you can use this.
Yeah, then my doubts are clear.
That's it. Yes. If you want to know that, there may be some kind of mountains, or if you want to draw a structure like this, and you must know how to make this to stand, you need a pole. You need a pole, a support. You have to decide it. There are a lot of instruments now, theodolite and everything. If it is 90 degree, it is going to stand. If it is just like that, if it goes beyond 98.00001, it won't stand. Why? Why? Because of the gravitational force. Because of 9.8 meter per second square. Is it or not? Because of the force. Is it? So, what is walking? We are balancing. Why a kid? Why a child cannot walk? Because you see, it just face like this, and then it just walk in 4 legs. Because the G will be here. And then it tries to make this G, capital G, and it balances, and it stands. And then every walk, if I walk, my G is correct. And then I move here. And then I balanced. And it makes a practice, and I am walking. This is physics. All are 90 degree Pythagorean theorem. That's all. Improvement of physics is mathematics. Please do understand that. There is no mathematics. That is why we call them as scientists. Because we call them as scientists. Because they know everything. Completely a philosopher is called as a scientist. They have given a different name for it. Thank you, Rudran. I have cleared you.
Yes, sir.
You see, all are IELTS, TOEFL to learn English as a foreign language. When you want to get entered into America or Canada and all other 12 to 13 countries, you have to go for all this examination. These are all qualified examinations. General recorded examination. GMAT, General Management Assessment. So you have to go for it. Then only they will give admission to that particular country. When you enter into that country, you see there will be a very big analysis, not like Madurai Kamaraj University or not like Madurai Madras University. Anna University, the domain of Anna University at Chennai, they are having lot of analysis. When you enter into a country, they will check the student, how much they are very good, how much that they are going to use this educational system. They are able to understand if TOEFL and GRE, if you have completed, you can go and join in Oxford. Harvard University is there. You can take this chalk piece and you can do lot of analysis with this chalk piece. Within couple of seconds, you have to talk more than 15 minutes about this chalk piece. You must get ready of it. That is the way we have to prepare the student from 6th standard onwards. That is why CBSE contains CCA activities, co-curricular activities, extracurricular activities. Is it? Nobody will do that. You must become a carpenter within 10th standard. It is also one of the lesson. There are 132 methodologies for CBSE students before they have completed 8th standard. Please do understand. As that being a CBSE student, you must have so much of knowledge. So far you have not been trained in that CCA activities. You must be good in speaking. You must be good in acting. You must be good in dancing. You must know all the dimensions of dancing. If it is a rap, that you can do. And thank you. I am taking much time. And let us meet.